a little late start. I had to make sure that the live stream chat showed up, so I had to reboot OBS, so we're good to go. Today, we're going to talk about the Camaro making a comeback, but it's making a comeback in a way that Mustang owners find oddly familiar. Chevy, General Motors, is set to reintroduce the Camaro name back into the lineup via an EV. And I hate to say it, but when it comes to sales, it makes sense. It makes 100% sense if you see how even the Mach-E Mustang is selling as compared to the sports car. Apparently, nobody wants sports cars anymore. Apparently, crossover SUVs are popular and electronic crossover or battery electronic vehicle, battery electric vehicle SUVs and crossovers are wildly popular, and Chevy made a business decision to bring back the Camaro name in an SUV, and it pretty much puts the nail in the coffin for a Camaro ICE comeback. I'm one of those guys that pays attention to trends, and if the Mustang Mach-E outsold the Mustang, I don't think the Camaro, in terms of a sports car, will ever come back. They have other nameplates. They have Nova. They have SS. They have a bunch of other things, Chevelle, that may come back as a sports car. But I don't think the Camaro specifically will ever come back. We'll talk about that. We're also going to talk about Lee Zeldin making a bit of a statement in the Iowa State Fair, saying that anytime a limp mode would be active in a diesel truck due to it having low DEF fluid should go away. Now, a lot of people, especially the aftermarket when it comes to the diesel guys, loved this, but I think they're having a simple case of getting your hopes up too high. DPF deletes are never going to be legal. Understand, just like catalytic converter removals are never going to be legal, DPF deletes are never going to be legal. We'll talk about that and many more things, but not before Mr. Bill O'Reilly tells us to do it live.
We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
It does suck. You know what does not suck though? PMAS, Nick James and PMAS, they got a huge bump this weekend from the F-150 video showcasing their cold air intakes. If you have an F-150 from 2015 to 2025, it is the same part number. Huge gains just from a cold air intake because the stock cold air intake is just choking the ever-living snots out of that motor. Get yourself a cold air intake if you have an F-150 or a Mustang from PMAS. That's right, Nick James and PMAS. D&H Performance might carry PMAS cold air intake, so hit them up if you want a cold air intake, or Injector Dynamics injectors, or Four Innovations Fuel Systems, or booty picks from the owner of Four Innovations Fuel System. Whatever you need, parts-wise, you're going to go to DNAHperformance.com. You're going to say hashtag YDBT at checkout. You're going to get a bit of a discount. The Amory got you hooked up there. Part Farm, partfarm.com, hashtag YDBT at checkout. If not, you text Rob at Part Farm. That's right. He's like, text me. Fuck it. His number's available on Facebook, Instagram, and other places for you to inquire about parts. So check out Part Farm, partfarm.com for your used, late model Mustang, Camaro, Charger, Challenger, whatever needs. To Auto Solution, Rami's at Auto Solution in Puerto Rico. He has a lot of cars ready to go. So the moment all these supercharged, boosted 24 and up Mustang and F-150s get indexed, they're going to have a ball because Puerto Ricans, for whatever reason, buy whatever is new and popular, even though they don't need it. And as always, Belak Industries, that's right. Damian Barrato, he wants to go 100 miles an hour in his boat, has Motec in it, so he's serious about going fast in a boat. Do not play with him. He does not play that shit. So make sure you go to Belak Industries if you love to sell drugs and let the cops know. We got richprince.com/YDBT. If you want to support the show and you want to have something for that support, we'll get yourself richprince.com/YDBT. You're going to get yourself a YDBT hat or an Amory hat or a YDBT mesh hat or an Amory mesh hat. We got Dolo curved, YDBT flat, Amory flat, Section 8 hoodies and shirts, Hush Money hoodies and shirts, ZR50 shirts, Booty Juice, E30 and Elote Juice, E85, Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3, GT350, 85 to 86, 87 to 93, Aero and GT. We got 1320 Didios, F1320, YDBT and YDBT vertical and YDBT horizontal, and all the stuff down here, stickers, you name it. We got a little bit of everything going on there. Let's say hi to the people here. Enough of that bullshit. And also, you want to become a member of Patreon, guys? Patreon is set to outpace earnings on YouTube in about a month. All I need is about 50 more subs, and Patreon officially out-earns YouTube. Again, I'm not asking you to leave YouTube because a lot of you have the OG stuff next to your name can be identified easily, but I'm telling you, Patreon is kicking ass and taking names. Clint Stroke, Tyler Wilkie, Adonis, why is this at in front? This at is messing me up. Pacho, Toilet Dump, Bacardi, Kelly, Joe Jackson, Gritch, whatever the hell that means. Big Pops, Beachside, Joshua, one of on RTR, Gritch, Slow 99, one of the mods, Jay Swish, Nick Notch, B. Lavesh, Matt Oliver, Redbird, Copperhead Gaskets. Boyd got the D from the Toonburger, says Evening Amory, Diego, Frank, John Jones, Billy Bob, Christopher Dixon, Mark Christensen, Wingsky, Corey. Which Corey? Is this Cornelius? I don't think it's Cornelius. John Madonna, Robostar, El Verga, Larga, Craig Mead, Craig. I'm not sure. Mead, whatever the hell. I'm scrolling way too fast. Back to Tacoma, Monty for 40, Clean out UGT, Andy, V-Town, He Will Fight You, Retired, Street Racer, Judge, Stangboy, Bryson Witt with all of the Patreon, Rich Prince, Links, D-Rock Fox, Beach Pirate, TJ Sikorsky, Alfredo, Diaz, Tay Speaks, Jeff, Heath, Sixuki, Victor, Soda, wow. Craig Walls, Mr. Bill Noonan himself, and he has been a member for a while. I appreciate the hell out of you guys. Paul Mazzara, Azalea Pegalos, Dustin Garrison, Coca-Cola. He is the Sinaloa Cartel member. Travis, John Lund in the house. He is in the air right now. And for proof, he took a picture of himself flying to England to visit his grandson. That's right. Peepaw, Poppy, what do you white people call grandparents? Pawpaw, John Lund in the air. So check him. He's going to get on Starlink and talk that shit. Maybe send some money my way. We'll get after it. We're going to get the paycheck out of the way. Oscar Hernandez say, puro pinche 956 a la verga. Cuz we need a puro pinche 956 a la verga. Cuz I have not seen a puro pinche 956 a la verga in a while.
Puro pinche 956 a la verga.
Here we go. The Chevy Camaro is coming back, but not how you remember it. Plus, could the ZL1 return as a 1,000 horsepower electric SUV? Where is it? This is it. It's over. It's over, guys. It's over, Camaro owners. This is your future. A crossover SUV with the Camaro nameplate. It is over. Welcome to the shit show, guys. The Chevrolet Camaros, who cares? Who cares? Okay. Although GM isn't using, as a number of two-door model dwindles and SUVs' popularity booms, manufacturers have increasingly turned to swoopy four-door fastback SUVs as a solution for shoppers interested in vehicles with a stylish and sporty character. Some enthusiasts may cry sacrilege when Chevy unveils the new Camaro as an EV, but the world kept spinning and the Mustang Mach-E arrived, so a Camaro EV SUV probably won't signal the end times either. Exactly. Although GM isn't using the Ultium name anymore, we suspect that the 27 Chevy Camaro EV will be built on the same skateboard architecture that the formerly used moniker. Doing so allows Chevy to pull from a toy box of batteries and motors to create a lineup variants, including lower end single motor versions, high performance models with dual motor layouts. Oh my God, what a shit show for a battery. Tech expects Chevy to use 85 kilowatt hour unit equipped on the lower end version of the existing Blazer EV SUV, and it could offer a larger 102 kilowatt an hour pack for high performance long range Camaro EV variants. If the batteries carry over with the same electrical architecture and cell chemistry, expect a smaller pack to recharge at a maximum rate of 150 kilowatt, while the bigger battery should top out at 190. This is the end times, children. If you read in the Bible, there are certain trends that follow the end times, and then the four horsemen of the apocalypse show up and just fuck everything up. This is one of those signs. Mustang is not selling. The Mach-E EV outsells it. Chevy Camaro name comes back, and it comes back as a SUV electric piece of shit. Now, are we surprised by this? Absolutely not. But in my opinion, this is carryover from previous administrations, because when the wheels are turning at that capacity, where'd my drink go? Dude, did I not bring my drink? Fuck that. I'm getting my drink. Because, whoa, what's going on there? I gotta get my drink. Because my vocal cords are blowed out. My vocal cords are blowed out because I guess I yelled the other day. By the way, if you live in Florida and you don't know what this is, you do not live in Florida. Again, if you live in Florida and you don't have one of these near you, you do not live in Florida. Fight me. Okay, so we all saw that Ford made a Mach-E and it outsold the Mustang. They see what's happening. The American public, the American buying public, does not give a shit about sports cars anymore. They don't give a shit about sports cars anymore. It's just a matter of fact. And then Dodge comes out with probably the ugliest car on the planet. That is fast. I'm not going to deny that the Charger Daytona is going to be fast. The EV version is fast, and they canceled it because it was so ugly. The Hurricane version is going to be fast. They're probably going to cancel that too, but not before they offer you everything that they had set up. When the wheels are turning, you can't really just stop them. Same thing goes with the DPF stuff. Camaro stuff, I'm not going to spend too much time on because we kind of know what's going to happen. It's going to sell well, it's going to do okay, and people are just going to complain and bitch and moan, and memes are going to be made, blah, 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 blah. Nobody cares. But let's talk about a subject matter that I think is a little near and dear to my heart. So Lee Zeldin, who, by the way, he gets put in by the administration who is not on board with any of this climate change shit. They're like, nah, this thing's not happening. Fuck this. There's a bunch of fraud. USAID is bullshit. There's money hidden in a weird bank account. We're going to just get rid of the fraud. And one of the biggest frauds that ever happened in history was the DPF DEF lobby. The DPF DEF, it didn't need it. No diesel truck pre-DPF era had issues. Like, you didn't see them go, oh, you better get urea in that fucking thing. You better get a catalytic converter. If anything, that is government introducing issues that were not there before, and manufacturers have gotten around that. So the government mandated that when you were low, or if you had an issue with your diesel particulate filter, you would force the engine to go into a limp mode. And this is what caused the, let's just say, the latest enforcement against tuners ever is that particular thing. Can the vehicle function without altering the tune if an emissions item is faulty? For example, let's say you had in 2011, Coyotes all had to have this catalytic converter. And if for whatever reason, the catalytic converter through an inefficiency code, it would render the vehicle useless via a limp mode, reduced power mode. And the only way to get around that was to alter that programming, AKA defeating emissions, because it's defaulting to a low power state because of a catalytic converter that acts up. Same thing with diesel. But the biggest issue a lot of people don't realize is industry. Forget the trucks. Forget the 3/4 ton and the 1 ton trucks that 18-year-old kids get from their rich daddy, and they put a lift kit on it, LED lights that are on all night. You park it with LEDs on like a retard. And you mall crawl or you go to Mudbutt 17 and get herpes for the 8th time in different spots. And then you're like, well, this thing should not have a reduced power mode. I get it. The biggest issue is farm equipment. Big diesel, I'm telling you, like industrial side stuff cannot be rendered useless by this diesel particulate filter situation. Most of the diesel equipment that you use in the industrial sector or in farm equipment that does have diesel particulate filters enters into a reduced power mode when the DPF has an issue. So we're going to read what Lee Zeldin said yesterday or the other day at the Iowa State Fair, where he pretty much talked about that specific situation. EPA administrator announces power law. This is from, what the fuck is this from? I have no idea. EPA administrator announces power loss fix for diesel exhaust fluid systems. EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin announced guidance Tuesday for engine and equipment manufacturers to prevent sudden shutdowns and power losses that occur in diesel exhaust fluid systems. Zeldin made the announcement at the Iowa State Fair and said that the current DEF regulations were unacceptable. It is unacceptable that farmers, truckers, construction workers, and many other small businesses continually experience failures of diesel-powered equipment when they need it the most, costing millions of dollars in lost productivity, Zeldin said in a statement. DEF is added to the exhaust streams to help reduce the nitrous oxide emissions of burning diesel fuel. The EPA rolled out requirements in DEF in the mid-2000s and early 2010s, ensuring that on-road vehicles and diesel trucks and off-road equipment like tractors and bulldozers were equipped with systems that would reduce power if the, let's say, DPF had an issue or you ran out of DEF. According to a press release that the EPA fuck, this is scrolling way too fast. According to the press release from EPA, these regulations brought the machinery in line with agency's emission standards, but caused significant disruptions in logistics, agriculture, construction. In many cases, DEF sensor failure would cause the vehicle to derate as slow as 5 miles per hour until it becomes inoperable. Zeldin's announcement tasks new diesel on-road trucks beginning with model year 2027 to be engineered in such a way that running out of DEF will not cause sudden and severe power losses. What does that mean? If you're out of DEF, it's not going to go into limp mode. But that does not mean that it is legal to delete the DPF. I repeat, for the people in Kansas, Iowa, Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana, it does not make it legal to delete the diesel particulate filter. It means that in 2027, model year 28, 3 damn years from now, new trucks, on-road trucks, will not have reduced power mode if the DEF runs out. That's all it means. That's all it means. So those of you that started going, yeah, we gonna delete the DPF. Nope, that is still tampering with emissions items. Nowhere in that statement did Lee Zeldin says, we're going to make it reverse compatible so any previous year. No, because that would require every diesel sold from the outset of the DPF to now to be reprogrammed by the dealership to not go into limp mode, aka a tune. So if you have a truck that has a DPF, it is not legal to delete it. It is not legal to alter the programming so it doesn't go into limp mode when you're out of DEF. That's literally what it states. The biggest issue with him was lost productivity in the industrial and small business sector. So tractors, lawn, farm equipment, anything that had a DEF fluid and had issues with the DPF would not go into reduced power mode. So that still doesn't make it legal to delete, but let's say theoretically in Minecraft, in another planet, if you go ahead and delete your DPF in 2028, and these new diesels have had that new law instituted saying you will not go into reduced power mode if your DPF or your DEF has issues, then it is not legal, but you probably won't have a check engine light, or you might not go into reduced power mode. Similar to current cars. Right now, you remove your catalytic converter from your Mustang, you're gonna have a check engine light. Will you go into reduced power mode? No. It'll go fine. It'll have a P0420, P0430 code, catalyst inefficiency on bank 1 or bank 2, aka your cat's not there or it's fucked up, but you're not gonna reduce power. That's all that's gonna happen. So please, diesel guys, you caused all this bullshit, right? I'm not one of those guys that minces words. I place the blame solely on diesel and the diesel industry for causing all of the tuning issues that have happened in the last 10 years. 10 years. You guys were the ones that did this shit. Volkswagen didn't help, but when it comes to the aftermarket and tuning, they saw you guys rolling coal all over the place, and you guys thought it was cool. Are you a tuner? Are you a diesel tuner? Do you offer rolling coal tunes? You're part of the fucking problem. So now that you hear Lee Zeldin says this, you need an asshole like me to interpret English back into English. And all it means is it's still illegal to do so. It's still illegal to remove it. It's still illegal to tune it out of the calibration. Do you understand? Do we get each other? So don't go out there making tunes for rolling coal, because we're going to be back in the same bullshit when a Democratic administration comes in there. The laws are dictated depending on the party that is in power. So just because you live high off the hog again, theoretically, from 2024 to, let's say, the end of J.D. Vance's 8 years, and maybe Marco Rubio's is 8 years, 2040 something, that does not mean that if, for whatever reason, a Democratic Party candidate wins the presidency and puts people in place to push his agenda, that y'all motherfuckers are not going to be in the same boat you were in a couple of years ago. So cut the shit. That's all. So hopefully that clears things up, because I have seen crazy posts, Instagram, Facebook, all this stuff. Yeah, we're back. Mortimer. No, No, you caused this. Shut the fuck up. If you're going to do it, shut the fuck up about it. If you're going to remove cats, shut the fuck up about it. If you're going to remove DPF, DEF, and all, shut the fuck up about it. Do not make rolling coal tunes. Make them run clean. Make them run good. Protect your industry. What the fuck is wrong with you people? So there you go. We could talk about all that silliness and more. We'll get to your comments, questions, and concerns, and we'll get after it. Mr. Lund's in the house, says he is in the air. Checking in on the drive home from the gym. Hope Amory is doing good. Chilling in the pool, says totally. I ate one too. Ha! Very good. What's up, Alex? Just got done pulling my front cover for the turbo drains. F that job. Getting welded up tomorrow. LRX just shipped. Looks like a Urus and a Maserati, whatever the fuck SUV had a baby. The next 6-pack Charger is straight trash. Electric Camaro, take that, Jim Farley. Look, the other thing, the unintended consequences of voting in Donald Trump is he got rid of the mandate. He got rid of the EV vehicle mandate. And sales are down in the U.S. Not globally, but in the U.S., EV sales are down, proving that if the government that you vote in is not friendly to EV bullshit, then the sales of those things will not be subsidized. Even Elon Musk said, I don't need subsidies. I'm going to let my cars stand up on their own, regardless of the government subsidizing them, because if the government is not subsidizing gas cars, why should they subsidize electric cars? That's what he said. I can pull that quote up. Now, Trump's like, okay, we're just not going to have a mandate, meaning no quotas. You should not sell a certain amount, meaning car manufacturers don't have to build as many. You don't have to. But again, the wheels were rolling. The factory is built. Stuff is being put out there. So all of a sudden, after he gets rid of the mandate, sales go down. Interesting how that goes. I can almost remember a guy saying, depending on the administration that is in there, dictates everything that happens in the aftermarket. And son of a bitch, guy gets in there, gets rid of the EV mandate, 24 Mustangs and up become tunable. Everyone's living high off the hog. Everyone's having a good old time. And you will see, a friendly administration towards modding. But all it takes is one vote. It is one presidential vote away from going back to the dark ages. And you're right. I've never met, I'm trying to say this carefully. I'm not saying they're dumb, but I've never met a very smart diesel hot rodding guy. Like even Gale Banks is nerdy in his own way, but a lot of people don't like him, and I don't understand the hate he gets. You know what I mean? But I haven't met personally. That's not to say they're not out there. Understand this, because English and reading and listening comprehension fails a lot of people, especially in this industry. But I've never met a diesel guy that I went, damn, that son of a bitch is smart. Literally never. I always liked the K5 Blazer and the two-door full-size Blazer. The American auto industry is shit. Now, I don't have to smog my diesel. You're probably in Canada, or it's old. When government pays my truck payment, then they can tell me what. And wrong. That white 50, you pay a yearly tax to register it. You pay to have it on the road, and depending on your state, you pay an excise tax. The government owns your car. The government owns everything you do. You own a house, you pay property tax, don't you? Is that your house if you're paying property tax? Let's say you pay off the mortgage and you have no more fucking mortgage and you're like, this is my house. Bullshit, because if they want to build a highway through it to benefit the county, your shit's going to be eminent domain up the ass, and they'll give you market value. Nobody owns shit. You don't own shit. Ownership is an illusion. Everyone pays the tax man something. So every single time someone says, well, why don't you get your own property? What? So something I got to pay $12,000 a year for taxes? Fuck out of here. Only Florida has talked about getting rid of property taxes. So when you guys get all uppity, talking about my guns, my this, my that, shut up. You don't own a motherfucking thing. You don't. Shut up. But Alex, they won't shut up about it because the kids these days are a bunch of self-snitchers. Yeah. It's a fairly new phenomenon where you want attention so much that you're willing to tell them your illegal things, like sideshows. Don't get me wrong, 60 to 130 hits are vague because nobody knows where you're doing them. So that's why I'm like, I'm in Mexico. I literally drove to Mexico. I don't have to prove it otherwise. The burden of proof is on the accuser, not the accused. So if you're on a sideshow, that is an illegal activity, and you're filming yourself doing it, and then cops just go, we'll go to YouTube. Yep, I know that kid, I know that kid, I know that kid, I know that kid. Pull up their social media accounts. Okay, you're under arrest. For what? For this. Thanks for the evidence, dickhead. Wesley Chaplin is smart sometimes. Yeah, he's probably smart and plays dumb, and that is the smartest type of person. The smartest type of person is a person that is willing to... Cletus is very smart. Cletus is very smart because I cannot imagine someone that's willing to act like a butt-fucking retard to become a multimillionaire. I don't get me wrong. I acted like a retard for a while, and then I said, this is stupid. This is dumb. And I cut YOLO douchebag from my life. But people, for whatever, only know me as YOLO douchebag stuff. Fine, but I'm not going to revert back to that character for more money. Let's say for tomorrow, someone said, Alex, act like a fucking moron dickhead and become a millionaire. First of all, it's not guaranteed. I probably would have trouble doing it. I might do it for a little while, but I'll probably have trouble doing it. So some of the smartest guys are the guys that are willing to act dumb just to have their audience think they're one of them. Vin Diesel is pretty fat, though. He is pretty fat. Henry in Kansas City says, Alex, the smooth brain youth simply cannot comprehend that their vote has consequences, unfortunately. We have a few years to right the ship. We better enjoy it while we can. We have 2 years. 2 years. That's why they're redistricting all these states. Because when you see the actual amount of people that have no representation in their state, it is wild. Case in point, I came from Massachusetts. Massachusetts has 0 Republican or conservative representatives in the House. 0. The House representatives have 0 representatives in Massachusetts. There are 40, let's say there are 40% of the voting population in Massachusetts voted Republican. So you would think if there are 10 seats available, that 40% would go to the Republican or the conservative side. 0. Why? Because the way that it's districted, it's 100% Democrat. So what's happening in Texas is they want to not gerrymander, they want to accurately configure the counties and states and all this, the counties and all the districts so that it properly represents the voting public. In Massachusetts, my vote did not matter. I could have voted Trump, I could have voted Republican, R's all the way down. No representation. I got the fuck out of there. I ended up in Florida, probably the most desirable state, maybe Texas. And Texas is not desirable in terms of like living there. Texas is desirable because of there's work. It's a friendly atmosphere to work. But if you live there, it is terrible. But you'll end up liking how terrible it is because you have the ability to earn. So people end up loving how shitty Texas is. That's exactly what happens. I've been there, lived there many times. It is trash, but people that live there swear by it because the state has afforded them the opportunity to raise a family, earn an income, so they love it. They fall in love with the shit. I fell in love with Florida because of how beautiful it is and the opportunity to earn stupid money. Like, if you killed the guy, you wouldn't be telling everyone on the internet about it, but then again, people still do that. Rap songs. Wasn't a whole like King Von song about how he did someone? Depending on the state, if you're a veteran, your property tax is based on your disability rating. So if you get 100% disability rating through the VA, you don't pay property tax. Yeah, but again, if a freaking Buc-ee's will benefit the town, they will bulldoze your shit. You don't own anything. Just finished installing my PMAS intake to realize the revised tune I was sent was for factory intake manifold, PMAS intake, and I have the Boss intake installed. Is it a Gen 1? If it is, don't worry about it. I made it to another live. Just hit up the ticket. Holy shit. A bunch of Democrats did it in 2021. Wonder what happened that year. Exactly. Oklahoma is the only pure red state in the USA. Not a single blue county in the election. There are extremes. I don't want to live in a 100% red state. Have you seen Oklahoma? Have you been to Oklahoma? Do you want to live in Oklahoma? I kind of like a 70-30 balance. 70% conservative in terms of work culture, tax structure, and just general freedom. 30% that want some environment, parks, pretty shit, and it works out really nicely. That's your opinion. Yeah, I'm telling you, Texas is trash. I've been there, Papa. I've been there. Have you been to Florida? Have you lived in Florida? Yes or no? No? Then your opinion don't matter. My brother went to school in Jupiter, Florida. Is that close to you? Literally right here. I can throw a rock to Jupiter. Texas is the GOAT. Don't matter what anyone says. Okay, have you gone to Florida? Have you vacationed in Palm Beach County? Not Tampa. Not gone to Disney. Disney can confirm what he says about Texas. Went from making $60,000 in Massachusetts to over $100,000 and on track to building a house. Yes, and he probably does. I don't know what he does for a living. Fuck Oklahoma. Right. 100%. 100% red state. Fuck it. It sucks. Oklahoma has my people in it. I know my people. I don't know what your people are. LRX hit my door yesterday. 24 from 50. Twin 64s. 1050Xs. Pumps recommended for 93 and 85. Only 12 to 14 pounds. Tops. Typing this from Oklahoma. I'm going to make a video talking about fuel systems because there's been this like... I don't want to say misinformation. It's not on purpose. I don't think people go out of their way to purposely mislead people. But let's just say this. Regardless of the hat, let's talk about fuel pumps. 274s, 285s, 295s. That's the TI Automotive, whatever part number. Not 525 or 485 or 460. No. 274s, 285s, 295s. If your power goals are going to be at sub 1,000, what you want to do is you want to have a pump that flows enough but doesn't get so hot, meaning it can't flow so much that when you run too constant, they get hot. So if you're going to be sub 1,000, 274s are fine, even on the 85. Why do I say that? My blue car has two 274s with a 2.7, a 20%. It's probably flowing enough air, and this has ID 1700s to make about 1,000 real horsepower. But the low compression kind of kills that number. But the airflow is the airflow. And the 274s have been in there for 5 years. No issue. Now, 285s are one of these weird gray areas we're going to start to talk about. 285s have a check valve. Now, the issue with the 285, it is on purpose restricted because a 285 and a 295 only has one difference. And it's the restrictor or a check valve. So what happens when a pump, it's just, it's not VFD, it's not variable frequency drive. It's just on. So now it has to hit a bottleneck called a check valve or a restrictor so that it is a 285. Now let's say you have two of those pumps going at the same time, two 285s, and they're being restricted and they're pumping. Now they're getting hot. So we have seen premature failures of 285s. I'm not saying they're all failing. So please understand, have listening comprehension. 285s, when running too constant, tend to have heating issues from what I've experienced because they're restricted. Now, 295s are 285s without the restrictor. So what I would suggest is this. Sub 1,000, two 274s. Over that, 2 or 3 295s. If you have a, let's say, a Coyote swap, naturally aspirated, one 285 works beautifully. One 285 pump works beautifully. So it has its place in the market. But running two 285s constant or three 285s constant, probably not a good idea. So two 274s or three 274s or two 295s or three 295s, a single 285 for NA applications, swaps, etc. I think I'll be good. I drove to Oklahoma, pulled over because I thought I had a flat tire. It was a toll road, so I paid to drive on the shady road. Thank you, Alex. Appreciate that info. You got it, brother. Coming in late, starting the beginning. Make sure you leave a like. Inland Florida and coastal Florida are two different states, right? So understand this. When I say Florida, I don't mean anywhere but South Florida. If there isn't a Flanagan's where you live in Florida, you are not in Florida. Because when you think of Florida, what do you think of? The moment, let's say you're not a Floridian, and you go, man, I'd like to visit Florida. For what? For Disney? For Deedle of Derpaville? For beaches, billionaires, bitches, the three B's, beaches, billionaires, and bitches, it is South Florida. Starts in Jupiter, ends at I want to say Miami, because Homestead, there ain't shit. The Keys ain't shit. The Keys ain't shit. The Keys are just islands to get drunk in. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. Just pretty water. But if you want opportunity, good schools, the ability to make money, Jupiter to Miami. Let's go. Just can't run 295s in secondary. Mechanical bump for the win. You're not wrong. Haven't vacation in Florida yet. Planning on vacation to West Palm this spring. Oh, the spring? If you come down here in the springtime, you'll never leave. Republicans and pro-choice. I'm not against that. Vega Boy, that check valve is the reason Junior told me to run the 295s. About 98 to 2003 Florida was a great place to live. If you know. Idaho is gorgeous, and the cops starting to get a little crazy. But California's moving here like crazy. But I will die in Florida, says John Lund. I don't know about that. I don't think so. I think John Lund's going to end up somewhere else. I don't know. I think John's going to end up like in Tennessee or some shit. I have a feeling, John, you've moved a lot, right? John has moved from Oklahoma to Indiana to Pennsylvania to Delaware to Florida. He's been all over the place. I think John's going to end up putting 10 toes down somewhere in Tennessee or some shit. Sorry, senior before. Still sucks. I hate it here. I know this is random, but how do you get a job in your kind of field that isn't a shitty company? So there is only one Lund Racing, and you will not find any other aftermarket calibration company set up like Lund Racing. Think about it. Just do some thinking. Name any other tuning company that has 5 tuners specializing in one platform or one brand, and there are as good, as quick, have devices, support, like it doesn't exist. It just doesn't exist. So I got noticed because John noticed me from videos. An ex-employee noticed me and took a liking to me, but I had to get the job. You know what I mean? Like, I had to literally pursue the job. And then once I had the job, I had to show them why I should stay. And I think I've done that pretty well. Port St. Lucie to Miami. I don't know about Port St. Lucie. Drove to Texas, thought I had a deal. Thank God it was just an illegal. Nice. Texas is just tontos, tacos, and tortas. Still waiting for my 4K to show up. Triple 285s, but I'm planning around one constant and one Hobbs. I wanted to back up. I like it. He's right. Central Florida is trash. Okeechobee. Fucking Okeechobee. Lakeland. Orlando. Oh, my Lord. Elon likes muscle. Okay. Lund going to be in Montana. I don't know. Humid as a motherfucker in Florida. Not here. Not here. North? Absolutely. If you say I will never leave, are there any refineries there? May find work quick and move. No refiners here. ML is hiring. Nice. Didn't know Lund served. Lund Sr. lived in Oklahoma. Yeah. There's a picture of John Jr. You will not die in Florida. John Sr., I know you better than you know you. You will not die in Florida. Nope. Because Junior's not going to die in Florida. Junior's going to move the fuck out of here. Wherever the kids go, you go. So if Junior, for whatever reason, has a hankering for Tennessee, you're going to move to Tennessee. Who makes the best Sentry? Well, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? Every supercharger company that makes a centrifugal has the ability to make 1,000 rear-wheel horsepower. And by the way, shout out to everyone that really listens to what I say on this show. A C6ZR1 fully built, LME, nitrous, meth, quad disc clutch, built to the hilt, ain't got shit for a stock motor, 10R, turbo, or centrifugal car. Listen again. A LS9 or LSX equipped C6 ZR1 ain't got shit for a 1,000 rear wheel horsepower centrifugal or twin turbo Mustang. Don't believe me? Google it. Go to YouTube and type in 1,000 rear wheel horsepower Mustang versus ZR1. And you will see a gappening happening. You're like, shit. And you're like, oh, because what has to happen on on a C601 that doesn't have to happen on a 10R? A shift. And boy, if the ZR1 community isn't full of non-driving motherfuckers, I'm telling you, they got all the nannies, all the bullshit. If you're even with a Coyote in your fully built C6 ZR1 and you make a hit and you are door to door, it's over once you make a shift. It's over. And see ya. Bye-bye. Now, if there's a turbo 400 equipped C6 ZR1 out there, roll racing, okay, I'd like to see that. That'd be cool to see what it can do. But every single one that's manual, don't fuck with a 10 or 80 Mustang. Don't get too confident. Don't think just because your car chops and it sounds fantastic. You think you're king of the Wolfies meat. Pfft, I'm out here. Wolfies posted up. Ain't nobody got, oh, fuck! A Centrifugal 10R80 Mustang shows up. Some kid that worked at Home Depot with VMSs and front foundries. And you're like, what's done to it? You're like, Paxton 2200 SL, ID 1300s, Bobo fuel systems, Bobo ass on-3 fuel system. Hell, an on-3 kit 10R80 car will fuck your shit up. Your $100,000 C6 CR1 fully built. You name it. Put whatever the fuck you want on it. When you go to Wolfie's and a VMS Centrifugal 10R car shows up, don't race it. You will lose. Daily driver, some track. Okay, who was that motherfucker who said C601 no-less shift is goated? Oh my lord. Stock motor 10Rs built the fastest bully. Stock motor 10Rs bully the fastest ZR1s in Texas. A gappening is happening. A gappening is happening. Hey, Rich Prince, can we really stir shit up and give these 10R80 guys some clout? I'd love to see a S550 in front of a ZR1 and some kind of Sentry 10R equals a gappening is happening. ZR1 are starting third because they're scared on the 2-3 shift, not because they spin in second. Let's be for real. You are not wrong. The quickest and fastest 60 to 130 hits on C6 ZR1s are third gear hits. And this is when they start talking about torque. Well, it's got torque. It's got torque, so it carries through. Cool. And then, let's say none of y'all want to let off. Unless you got one of those weird races where you let off at 140. If I'm door to door with a motherfucker, we are dying. But I'm going to win that race. I'll be splatted. I will be splatted. I will be shoveled into my grave. That's his eyeball. But who won this race? The Mustang parts are way further out than the Corvette parts, so I'm thinking that the Mustang won. Wait. His guts. But at least he won that race. We're dying. Unless you're like, well, I hit 140 first, so I win. That's millennial bullshit Gen Z racing. If we are door to door, we are dying. Either you're going to run out of gear or I'm going to blow up. We are going to die. You understand when you get next to a Gen Xer and you race, you have signed your death certificate because I'm not letting off until one of us blows up. Oh, I got 140 first. I got to 140 first. Tow truck driver shows up. Putting shit in a bucket. Hey, you got one of them buckets? I got a Home Depot bucket. Yeah, I got his eyeball and his brains over here. I guess he won, though. We're dying. Vacuum and shovel. The gappening is happening. Cheeks spread. Cheeks being all the way spread. The 10R80 Eagles are going to skyrocket even harder. Look. What I like is supporting certain things. And I'm not going to sit here and deny that a 10R80 Mustang, and again, I'm not a auto guy, but as a tuner, right? As a tuner and a advice giver, I'm going to steer you towards something that's going to achieve your goals quicker. So if you were going to ask me, Alex, I want to go street racing. All right, what do you want to do? I'm just a roll racer. There's no tracks by me. But goddamn, there's a lot of GTRs, a lot of fast Corvettes. What should I do? Well, get yourself a 10R80 Mustang, regardless of the generation. Because what kills the clutches on 10R80s is power, weight, and grip. If there is no traction or less traction, aka roll racing, you're generally going to be fine. It's going to make the shift badly, but maybe that works towards your favor. So stock 10R80s, I'm saying nothing done to them, have lived well over 1,000 variable horsepower in roll racing form. But when you put some grip to that son of a bitch, that's when the clutches go, uh-oh. Ooh, what's that smell? What's that smell? Sasso, man, Sasso. Used to be, well, fuck. Do I have it? I know I have it. I just need to know exactly where it is. Sasso, man.
What's that smell? Sasso, man.
Used to be Ron.
Sasso. Used to be wrong.
So I'm going to steer the customer towards the thing that's going to get them there the quickest. So if you think a C6ZR1 can mess with a centrifugal Paxson 2200 SL, P1X or D, I don't even know the P1, D1, nothing. Vortec Y something. A centrifugal 10R Mustang, stock converter, stock axles. You got a fuel systems, 1050Xs, and 15 pounds of boost to 20 pounds of boost. Oh! You don't got to worry about any motherfucking Corvette. I look at a ZR1, I'm like, shut the fuck up. Boy, sit your ass down, boy. Shut the fuck up, boy. Lower your tone when you talk to me. I got VMSs out back. But don't you know what this means? Do you know what this means? I'm willing to run cast wheels that will kill me. I will win this race. So, when you roll up next to a child that has one of these in the back and a centrifugal and it smells like corn, sit down when you... If you got a C6ZR1 that's fully built, LME, cam, this, that, ass, titties, fear the VMS 19-year-old centrifugal 10R80 owner. He will fuck you up. Because he don't give a shit. He don't know any better. He don't know any better. He got front foundries in the bitch. Bald as fuck. They'll fuck you up. They're crazy. They're psycho. It's like you gotta look out for YNs. Right? Back in the day, see, I'm old, right? Back in the day, I'd be like, bro, that dude cock diesel, big. I ain't gonna fuck with him. Now, YNs show up and you're like, wow, fuck. I gotta worry about the YNs. Like, what's a YN? Seniors on the plane now. Excuse me, what is a YN? Well, if a guy got a shiesty and VMSs, go home. So, if you're flexing because you got a C601 fully built chopping, you ain't got shit when it comes to a 15 to 20 PSI Coyote centrifugal 10R80 car. Sorry, don't get me wrong. I own a C601. I know better. I know better than to be cocky in 2025. Maybe if it was 2005 to 2010, hell yeah. Shit. I run this. I got a C601. HCI. 3,000 pound meth tank in the back. And I got you for one run. But it is 2025. YNs are the most dangerous people out there. And a child with a centrifugal and a 10R80. Alice, do you recommend OPGs for an Supercharger? 650 raw horsepower, 17 GT. Nah, you're good. Sit down when you pee. Exactly. So someone say ProCharger. Look, ProCharger, Vortec, Paxton, the centrifugals of choice. By the way, I'm giving this away. I'm giving this fucking thing away today at 9. And if you got 15 to 20 PSI in them bitches, you ain't got to worry about much unless it's a McLaren or a C801. The chair, beep for him, exactly. It does it. Yeah, it does beep. So you can beat a 10-speed with the same boost level. I also meant SCT GT500, but should I be more specific? Oh yeah, I don't know what the fuck you're even talking about. But they look like catfish. Gen 3 Mustangs are like Camaros. Once you see, you can't unsee it. Mercury Motorsports talking to John Lund. What did John Lund say? John Lund didn't say anything. 10R80 and 10L90 are king. Upgraded my 1030 horsepower, 1111 torque, Gen 2 CTSV to a 10L90. And the 6L90 is a turd. 10-speed shifts dumb fast, stays in the power every shift. Yeah, that's a thing with Cadillac, guys. They can switch over to a 10-speed in a different computer, and you got a 10R80 CTSV. It's crazy. Via the VMS shirt. I wonder what the ratio for VMS rear sold versus front. It's got to be 3 or 4 to 1. Don't forget these spiked lug nuts. Why you gotta get super exact all of a sudden? You said no GT500, calls out 10R80 cars. Now all of a sudden, same boost level and SCT GT500s. What's an SCT GT500? I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Sorry for the typo, but yes, I know your car is fast. I seen your channel. I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea. Alex, don't forget that you have the Coyote on that Corvette. No, but I still... Okay. I think the ZR1s, and I'm one of these guys that really pays attention, okay? The E98 computer, I think it's called E98 or E80. I might have numbers messed up. But after 6,000 RPMs, the ZR1s don't sound like they're processing properly. Whether it's spark or fuel, it sounds fantastic up to 6,000 RPMs. And then that 1,000 RPM after, just screams. And I go, I wonder if it's processing anything, right? Where Coyotes, the higher you rev them, the better they sound. Woo! Sounds like a die grinder. But a high revving C6 ZR1 sounds like it's dying. Can someone do me a favor? Go on the internet, go on YouTube, find a C6 ZR1 that's built, making some power, and listen to that last 1,000 RPMs, like on a dyno or something. It sounds like it's struggling. And if you find one, send it to me on a link and we'll check it out together. Not the essentially I'm poor blower with a 100mm pulley. Exactly. I was curious if John had any input on the EGT thing. I thought I saw him in there. It's hard to find any real info. EGT? I haven't posted anything since the car actually got fast. I know there are 10 or 80 cars that will smack me, but most will not. I'm just giving you shit. Got it. Most in my area. Stick shift LS guys are dud drivers with dud builds mostly. Look, I'm not saying that LS doesn't have its place, but the exception is not the norm. The LS something that really gaps everything and runs efficiently and doesn't blow up, it doesn't have IAT issues, is the exception. The norm for Mustangs are fucking fast 10R80 turbo and Century cars. If you can afford a twin turbo kit, Aldo, Hellion, hell, even on 5, on 6 times, on 7 times. If it's all hammered out and you got a 10R80 and you can get 20 PSI to it without valve flow, you are not getting beat by many things on the street. Update on the turbo for the swap ZR1, you need to relax. That's months and months away. GM didn't join. Okay. The ZR1 limiter sounds stupid too for no reason. To do street shit but also dig Whipple 1000 is 6R preferred over the 10R. No. Street shit? What is street shit? Are we talking dig? There is no dig street stuff. It's roll shit. So if you're going to roll, you're probably going to want the 10R. If you're going to dig on a prep surface, 6R. It sounds like it's choking the same when you have a no-lift shift. Alex, I thought you'd given us sold the logo a long time ago. Nope. I was looking for it when at Supercharger company, but it cost me for them to keep making them or ordering them. Nito Diaz, I'd love to give it to you, but I'm gonna do a giveaway. It's gonna be Star Trek related. I gotta look it up. I haven't really thought about it. I just want to get this thing. I saw it and I started laughing my ass off. I'm like, I got one of these. Negative 10 knock is good. Yes. Alex, I just bought a Boss 302 Laguna Seca. If I get a tune by Aldo, no track key. If you want to keep your track key functions, keep it stock. I don't care what HP Tuner says about track key tuning. C601 sounds like you're trying to speak Arabic. Then there's the fact that the high revving built LS9 can't even turn stock Coyote RPM. What's a high revving LS9 rev to? 7,500? 7,500? What's a high revving C6 rev up to? Alex, is it true PBIR is coming back? Let's talk about that. So I was pissed off that there seems to be a okay. If you're a known person and you hear a rumor and you turn around and post it and then it was a fake rumor, well, you look really fucking stupid. So this is what happens. When someone sends me something, I go and verify it. I go, okay, let me look into this. And then I sit on it for a little bit. I'm like, let me see what happens in a day or two. So I started seeing posts of the IHRA saying they're going to buy tracks and they're going to haul this, da, 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 da. They're not going to buy Palm Beach International Raceway. Palm Beach International Raceway, it's over. You're never going to see a track there again. It's over. It's over. The only way you see a track there is if a private person loves to lose money. Right? The track is located close to millionaires' homes now. They are building out that way. So imagine somebody's going to buy the property for $30 to $60 million. Show up and host Miami dudes. Because let's be honest, that's who shows up. Or Vero guys come down. Believe it or not, Vero guys used to come down to PBIR than to go to Orlando Speed World. That blows my mind. But then you're going to have to contend with millionaires are like, wait, it was quiet for 3 years. Now it's loud again. They're not going to like that on their $1 million home when they step outside into their infinity pool and they're like, oh, nope. They don't want that. They don't want that. So someone or people started posting a lot about, oh my God, it's back. It's never coming back. So one of the biggest things and biggest gripes I have is the clickbait bullshit. Look, they got something going on. No, they don't. It's over. Se acabó el party. In order to rehab that place back to something usable will take millions and millions and millions of dollars. And you need to make it a venue. Something that can hold concerts, Mud Butt 35, weird events, not just drag racing. And let's be honest, that place when it was operating was not rocking and rolling. It was okay. So, yeah, it's over. Lots ragged on Ford when they began to invest in overhead cam technology, but it really paid off. There's a reason why Coyote people don't need to go aggressive with the cams. They got all the flow. Wait until the new Supra goes dual overhead cam V8. Wait until most of the Chevy lineup starts going dual overhead cam V8. All these guys, these LS guys, more chains than brains, are going to forget. They were nut riding LT and LS while Coyote was around running crazy numbers in mostly stock form, the motors. And then Chevy's going to go, that's a better way of doing it. They're going to put it in their cars. And all of a sudden, those guys are going to go, did you hear the LT5, the LT76, the LT9 is unbelievable? Shut up. Shut up. The Coyote made people realize, man, this might be a thing. PBIR, it's over, Johnny. RPM Group is looking at a location in the area. Yeah, okay, that's not going to happen. They bought 2 local tracks from me and had a bunch of money dipped into them. Even Cletus knows his days are numbered. Yeah, I don't even know. So, am I happy Bradenton is potentially going to close in a couple of years? I don't know that I'm happy about it. But my issue is this. When PBIR was still open here in Palm Beach County, Palm Beach International Raceway, people were literally, when they were having issues and staying open, and they were announcing they were going to close, people started advocating, or not advocating, they were cheering on the fact that it was going to close. Remember, there's a bunch of racers here, mostly Donk and Vero and Miami guys, but there's racers here. And, I can't, and this is why. It had great grandstands. It had a great timing system. It had great stuff to buy off of. So people that wanted to buy that for the cheap were hoping PBIR closed. Now, that shoe is on their foot. Oh, houses are coming nearby and we're going to have trouble, noise ordinance and curfews and da-da-da-da-da. You're not going to hear me support that shit. But I'm also not going to cheer if it closes. RPM Group offered $30 million and it got overbid by double. The Texas Motorplex is smart by hosting different events. They already rah-rah the ZR1. Right. How can Chevy guys rah-rah the ZR1 when it has a fucking Coyote motor in it? I know it doesn't have a actual Coyote motor in it. But it ain't no LT nothing. Sorry. It ain't no push rod. Push rod? Shit. Alex, how does a Lundy 85 tune compare to a 93 tune? Octanium on an S650 in terms of performance. Because you have a MAP sensor, MAP, you're probably going to see slightly lower air charge temp on the E85 tune. So you'll get some performance out of that. Drake, the 3.0 liter i6 is still an option, been that way for a while. The Supra is only like for racing, 5 cars, not only the production car, the production, who cares? They stopped the i6. Garrett Mitchell said he would plan to move near Sebring. Yep, that's probably where you're gonna have to move. The whole operation is gonna have to move closer to Sebring. As of right now, nothing is confirmed for the upcoming refresh. Yes, to do the street rolls and digs at the track, 6R is the way to go. At the track, I think the 6R is the way to go. Rolls, really difficult to go against the 10R80. Okay, let me look up a little bit of a Star Trek trivia, and I can give away the template. You know what that is. Trivia. So, let me play some music. So I can. Is there a lighting or eating? No, Indian song. Indian song. What is Indian song? Let me go. No, that's too loud. Okay. So, in the series Star Trek: The Next Generation, there was I want to make sure I got this right. I don't think. I'm trying to think who this guy is trying to dive deeper in AI mode, and it's giving me weird answers, and I want to make sure I'm 100% right. Okay, I'll redo the question. Episode. Okay, so. Okay. Okay. I hope this is right. If it's not right, well, I'm fucked. Okay. In the Star Trek: The Next Generation, a character named the Traveler made his appearance, where he kind of could alter or see different way of living in a different plane, right? So his name was the Traveler, and he took a liking to Wesley Crusher, and he taught him how to, let's just say, see the world in a different way, to the point where he was able to stop time. He was able to kind of like step in and out of realities. So they called him the Traveler. What was the name of the episode that the Traveler first showed up in? The name of the episode where the Traveler, Star Trek: The Next Generation, first showed up in. Live chat, go live, see you guys here. So what was the name of the episode where the Traveler first showed up in? And then we'll give away this thing. Deanna Choice Tits. Oh, Matt Oliver with the quick reply where no one has gone before. So again, this guy is able to bend space-time, and he allowed Wesley Crusher to do the same thing. Second place was Tune by Blah. Third place was Tristan. Fourth place was Potential Scammer. And Nito Diaz, you were close. But what is his name? Matt Oliver. Congratulations. Okay, beautiful. Okay, so Matt Oliver, you win this. And people that wanted to know what this was, this I got when I got my you-know-what kit. And I never put it on. And this blower company has removed, because of emotions, removed Lund Racing from a preferred tuners list because they got emotional on some dumb shit and they want to rep other people. No problem. So 2 can play at that game. This name is never going to be said on this show ever again. This is August 12th, 2025. This name will never be represented, will never be shown ever again. This is the last time you will see this show up anywhere on this show forever, because 2 can play at that game. But congratulations, Matt Oliver, ydbtforlife@gmail.com. I'll ship it to you, and we'll be done with that chapter of this channel. Damn, Matt must be on some super fiber. Oh, well, I can't do nothing good on you, Matt. Great episode. Watched it a few weeks ago. Trash that shit. Absolutely. You want to play games? We'll play games. We'll play games. Because for a while, I was repping the shit out of it, even when they were being silly. But then they treated Carlos Vergara. I contend that their response to Valley 10 speeds, by the way, Valley 10 speed, are you on? Why are you getting out of racing? Are you changing platforms or are you getting married? Because I think you got a girlfriend. So, Valley 10 speed, what's happening? I contend that the way this company treated you is the reason you went Aldo Twin Turbo Kit, and then you got so fast, you didn't have any racing anymore, and you're like, what am I going to do with my life? And you're selling everything. So I need to know Valley 10 speed. Someone hit up Valley 10 speed. Someone text him. Why is he getting out of racing? He's selling everything. Transmission, Aldo kit, wheels and tires. He's selling everything. So he's like quitting. Unless he's concentrating on the business. See, he is out there in California, and he's partying everything out. And I'm like, wait a minute. Are you, and you know, you're not wrong, Douche did it. We all get to that point in life because he was out there racing guys that didn't want to pay. Remember? Like, the only races he could get out there was people that don't want to pay. So, he's accused of racing people in a shop car. Yeah, his shop. So that's his shop car. What the fuck is wrong with racing a shop car? When did people start saying, I'll race you, and you're like, all right, here's my car. Well, not the shop car. Technically, all my cars are shop cars. So, I wonder what made Valley 10 Speed sell everything. He's just sick of it all, or he wants to grow and concentrate on the business. Someone get a hold of him, so see what he says. Let me pay attention to the phone to make sure he's not here mentioning what's happening. No. Okay, we're good. John Lund hit me up. Everyone's hitting me up. Valley retiring, Valley's playing golf. Yeah, he's out there hitting golf balls, has a good-looking girlfriend. Good for him. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with growing up. He went from gapping fools to gapping cheek. Good for him. Is it slow for a lot of companies in Cali right now? Oh, it is slow for a lot of companies in Cali right now. Hopefully he's doing well. Is he selling that whack-ass tensioner? So, I was talking to Jake, and Jake is a bit of a genius when it comes to drive systems. So he's like, the tensioner doesn't do anything but keep tension on the belt to take up for the slack. If you're relying on a tensioner to cure belt slip, you got something else coming. It's the whole drive system. So if you have like 250 degrees of belt wrap and the tensioner does a proper job of picking up the slack, then there should be no belt slip. So when I was talking to Jake about another tensioner, he goes, you don't need another tensioner, Alex. You just need to install a AC delete pulley, wrap the belt around that, and configure the drive system to be more like Magnuson intended. And I think you'll have good success with a 6-rib because you'll have more belt wrap in that area. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do that. So that's the next plan for the GT500. But again, it's 100 degrees out, so nothing I can do. Nothing out here in Cali. I powered out my S197. Candice Lupus has my Gen 3R now. Sam 50 got a... So Sam, what happened in Cali? Is something happening in California that I'm not aware of? Again, a lot of things happen in California that I'm not aware of. But was there all of a sudden a huge change in the racing culture in California? Because I see people got to go to fucking Fresno, and they got to go down here, and then they got to go to a drag strip that looks like a dust bowl. I thought California was the home of hot rodding. Looks like his shit's dying over there. Shop car, which he owns the shop. Exactly. Marriage is a 3-ring circus, engagement ring, wedding ring, and suffering. Shop car equals 1,300 horsepower minimum. Kind of guys that got gapped by 17 train lengths, but want to argue that he didn't hit 160 miles an hour, and the GoPro decided not to work, and then he gets slapped so hard the glasses go flying. What the fuck did they want? They want him to race with a customer's car? Wasn't saying it was a bad thing. It was a good thing, says Deuce did it. Justin says, when the Lund's car went 7.9, did it have stock Predator block or stock built Gen 3 bottom end? Stock Gen 3 bottom end. Stock built Gen 3 bottom end. BMW shops in Cali are busy. Yeah, businesses are struggling for real out here. Really? Tracks are shutting down here in Cali. Valley could have taken the something else far, but the owner decided to be an ass. 100% right. Nothing is happening. That's the problem. Gotcha. The California special just says, yeah, the government is a pathetic joke and the police officers will pull over stock cars with mildly loud exhaust, let alone something actually modified. Clueless Mechanic says, racing is dying here. Wow. Guys, I'm not aware of this. I'm not aware of what's going on in California, so clue me in. It's dying here in Florida, but the YouTube stuff. But I think racing is still happening. I just think it's gone way underground. That's all. Home of hot rodding. Shit could have fooled me. The birthplace. I apologize. The birthplace of hot rodding. The home of hot rodding is Texas. Been in Northern Cali my whole life, and everyone is moving out. Great channel. Love the lives. Actually, giving out information that I need. What are the limits of a Gen 6 3 Whipple for the 24 Dark Horse? Well, it's so new, no one really knows yet, but I'm about to tune UPR Jake. Has a 10R80 Mach 1 with a Gen 6 Whipple on it with a 4.0 upper pulley. And he's like, I only have an E85 tuned. And I'm like, bro, we'll get you on pump gas. We just need a device. I might just give him one of my N gauges because I got too many. Maybe not. I'll just get an LRX or something and just tune it and let the Lunds know that, hey, I'm going to be handling the UPR, Jake's UPR car. But it has a Gen 6 Whipple on it. It has a 4.0 pulley. So I don't think there's limitations, but as always, you're going to find issues with power output based on the belt drive. So it runs off of the front sheath of the balancer. I am not a fan of that. I am not a fan of big power cars that run off of the front ribs of the balancer. Big power cars should run off of the rear rib of the balancer. That's why GT500s, that's why Hellcats, that's why TRXs, that's why Roush cars all run off of the rear sheath. Whipples run off of the front. So I think you're okay at about 800 horse, maybe 850. 900 and up, now the pulley configuration yields or lends itself to having more stress on the front of the crank because you are now turning a blower or turning an air pump on top at a lot higher RPMs, and any deflection that might happen on that because you have the ribs in the front could be an issue. That's why they sell crank stabilizers. But the blower itself, I think, can make 1,000, no problem. It's been proven. Just like Gen 3, just like Gen 5 3.0s. The 3.0 is better than the 3.8. Let's just get that out of the way. But I don't know of any limitations of that specific thing. Supposedly, YouTube is trying to abolish racing content too. EV Cuban is not racing anymore. CHP are state reffing everywhere. Who did the rods and pistons? Was it just the LME package? I think it was... What? L&M. L&M. The car takeovers are putting really bad image on nice cars. You have to think it's hard here in California to sell performance mods in a place where the smog test exists and state ref. Move to Florida or Texas. I don't know why you guys say... Bondober was talking to me about something and I was like, bro, stop. Why would you... Stop. Why would you... Look, I know it's difficult. Let's have a heart-to-heart. I know it's difficult. Many people are afraid to start over. But you are dying on the vine out there. You are dying. There is no prospects. There is no hope. There are too many regulations. The cops hate you. They hate what you do. They profile you. If you are a hot rodder or a performance and racing company or a fan or a builder or a whatever, California hates your guts. Maybe not northern, maybe not in the rural areas, but in general, California doesn't want you. They don't want you. So why would you stay there and think you can thrive there in an industry that the state hates. I don't understand it. So I came to this realization when I was 36 years old in Massachusetts. I'm 47 now. I've been in Florida for 10 years, since 2015. And I had a pit stop in Texas. So I was 34 or 35 when I moved to Texas. And one of the worst experiences of my life was living in Texas. It just was just jarring. I hated it. It was awful. It was no quality of life. I saw no future there. But since I already said to myself, I'm starting from scratch, I'm not going to start from scratch in Massachusetts. I'm not going to start from scratch in Houston. Maybe Dallas would have been better. Maybe Austin would have been better. Maybe San Antonio would have been better. But I just hated Houston. It just wasn't for me. So then I came to Florida. Yes, I had to eat shit for many years. Many years, okay? No money. Broke. Things are good now. But it's not because it just came to me. It's because I knew that if I focused myself in my 30s, busted my ass, head down, got after it, many things happened, I knew I'd come out on the other side for the better. And I have. So I implore you, if you are still in an age where you can get after it and get motivated, and you want to be in the automotive performance and racing industry, get the fuck out of California. Get out of there. There is nothing there for you. You want to do EV shit? You want to chop off tits? You want to make a vagina into a penis or vice versa? That state's for you. Everything else, get the fuck out of there. Get the fuck out of here, or I'm gonna fuck you out right now, motherfucker.
Hey, get the fuck out of here, because I'm gonna fuck you out right now, motherfucker.
It's crazy when they treat you like a straight up criminal over hot rodding. San Diego's crushing cars for street racing. I stopped racing and saved money to leave. This state hates car too. This state hates car people too. I had never lived in California. I visited California to basically smash a chick for a weekend. Wow, great time. What a trip. And you know what I saw in the airport? Cody Garbrandt. Cody Garbrandt. This guy. And I remember looking at him. And he is tiny. But then I thought, that guy could beat the shit out of me, no problem. I'm not stupid. Have you seen anyone go faster than 179 with an OD trans supercharge? Someone will tell you that another tuner has that record, but in a swap car. If you claim a record in a swap car, use a goofy. You have infinite source of tortas here in San Antonio. Alex was in Houston with black fatigue before it became a mainstream term. Mexican fatigue. Mexican. Houston gave me Mexican fatigue. Alex, did you ever live in Pennsylvania or not? Hell no. California is the worst place on earth, and it's been bleeding over into Arizona. Austin is okay. I would definitely move to Florida, but I have my business here. I visited Cali and regretted it. I'm satisfied with racing HMP and MSRH. Hope they don't go anywhere. Was the trip worth it, Theo? Damn yeah, bro. It was just cream pie nation. It was wonderful. Got on a plane. Got on a plane. You know, you get hot and heavy over text and stuff. And I was newly single, and I'm like, I'm going to get it. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. You know, and I thought, okay. So the problem is, this dating channel is bleeding over. Reality is different than what they show you. I'm not perfect, okay? But I try to portray myself. This is me. When you meet me, I'm going to look like this. And you're going to say the same thing. You look bigger in person. Everyone says the same. You look bigger in person. I'm like, yeah, on TV, I'm this big. So, met them in person, and they were different than I thought. That's all. But that doesn't mean I didn't get it in. Garbrandt versus Cruz was a great fight. I live roughly 45 minutes from Cali, and I avoid it like the plague. Saw a video where Cali cop gives a kid a ticket for using his stock manufactured off-road mode. Granted, I know he got some warning. It was a Honda or some type shit. It was a Hyundai N something that had the popping bullshit. Just the bill for fuel in California will make you want to go commit. You know, I can't say that word. Alex, you look good for 38. You look a good 38. Thank you. I would think it's just from not drinking and not smoking and working out. Circus was worth it. Guys, you don't understand. You don't understand. Those days, like, okay, I will tell you what it's like to work. I was working for VMP at the time, and we were supposed to go to SEMA. Okay, so this is my thought process, right? So I have to drive to Orlando so that I can fly out of Orlando to SEMA, Las Vegas. And I drive 2.5 hours to Orlando, stay overnight, then I get on a Frontier plane, airline. So this genius decided to have a mocha chip frappuccino right before I went to SEMA. So every Hispanic is lactose intolerant, like every single one. But I didn't think anything of it because I didn't think I was going to have the worst bubble gut. I mean, I was going to shit my pants on the plane. So I have this large mocha chip. Have you seen a mocha chip frappuccino, guys? Mocha chip frappuccino, Starbucks. Iced. Oh, yeah. I had a large one of these motherfuckers. Yep. I had one of these. Guys, bro. I had one of them shits. So that's in my gut on the Frontier plane, right? And I'm telling Joe Goodenough, I'm not going to make it. Joe, I'm not going to make it. I just don't think I'm going to make it, Joe. And he's like, yo, you got it, dog. You got it, dog. And I'm like, I don't think I'm going to make it. I think it's going to be a problem. Shit, did I just fuck this up? I think I just fucked this up. I went on the wrong thing. Anyway, so he's like, you got this, dog. I don't got this. I'm going to shit my pants. And I'm telling him this. But the plane, the whole time, I had full bathrooms. I'm like, oh, my God. So then we land there. And I'm like, Joe, I am now physically, it's not your sphincter anymore. It is your cheeks squeezing the sphincter. You know what I mean? Like right now, think about it, guys. Squeeze your sphincter right now. That's like the first line of defense. Now squeeze your cheeks to squeeze the sphincter. That's the stage I was at. DEFCON 1. Is it backwards, right? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, right? So DEFCON 5, it's all good. But DEFCON 1 was just like, so I was like, oh my God. So get off the plane. Yeah, I tried to sneak a fart, Joe Swish. I tried to sneak a fart around the shit. It went, oh, no. So prairie dogging. There you go, prairie dogging. Turtling. So I'm like, Joe, I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to make it, Joe. And, you know, Joe is very calm. He goes, you got this, dog. Joe does not have, like, he is not emotional. Joe just says the one thing. He goes, you got this, dog. So I somehow grabbed my suitcase, ran to the bathroom. It was a photo finish. So that means the turd was coming down, and these are my pants, right? So it was like this. It was like, you ever see a photo finish from a horse race? So it was like, oh, and it was just, you know what you, you know, let's say you have a hose and you see water come down, and you have the hose on the side and you don't have enough pressure. Well, water starts to drip down the hose. That's what was happening with my butt cheeks. It was just going like this, and down. It was just everything everywhere. And Joe's like, you okay, dog? And I'm like holding on for dear life, right? So I'm laughing because it's making funny sounds, right? So all that happens. I just decided to change right then and there. I was like, I'm going to use up all the paper. By the way, from that day forward, I used wipes. I stopped using paper that day. So now I have just raw butt. I mean, there's this toilet paper everywhere. It's a murder scene. It's like someone got killed in that stall. So then I change right then and there. This is the nightmare. Wash everything. Then we get in our rental car, and where are we staying? Oh, you're staying at the Circus. So, if you've never seen the Circus, it is where I think meth heads. Did they finally destroy it? It looks like a circus, guys. This is where nightmares happen. So we stayed at the Circus. It was an absolute nightmare. It was awful. The accommodations were shit. I thought I was going to get shot. See how dreary this looks? So I have a raw butt, fucked up, leftover bubble gut, and I'm walking and we check into the Circus. And it smells exactly like you think it smells. It smells like cheap beer and cigarettes. And I'm like, I'm never going to make money here, am I? You know what I mean? Like, you get on a Frontier Airlines flight, you shit your pants in Vegas, then you go to the Circus, and you go, I'm never going to make money at this place, am I? I'm saying like life-changing money, which is like, at the time, 80,000 would have been awesome back then. I would have changed my life. I was barely making 40, 45. And I'm like, this isn't cool. And then my job was to keep Asians from scratching Track Attack because they thought the decal was a sticker. So they kept scratching on the decal. Asians. And I'm like, hey, ping, get the fuck out of here. Oh, I want to say, if this is real. No, get the fuck out of here. And then that's the day that Roush introduced their blower, their 2650. And when the cover came off of the Roush blower, it was a collective. And I thought, there's no future for me here. There is absolutely no future for me here. You have to know there are certain signs in life that lead you to believe that you should change things. That SEMA trip was it. I said, this is not the company to make life-changing money in. Not at all. So, yeah, Excalibur being the other one, exactly. Hooter Hotel smells like hooker. Here, I'm thinking Circus 436 and 50. Okay, the new light in the background, Alex. No, that's been there. It's just never been visible before. It's been there. It changes. It's like the Starship Enterprise. I think it changes. Let me see. Change modes. There you go. That's the Star Trek. That's the dilithium crystal chamber. It feels like an oven walking in overnight in Las Vegas. Motherfucker scratching and poking shit. Get a bidet, it will wash you out super clean. Joe Goodenough is good people. Joe Goodenough is great. The fact that he's like, you got this, dog. I'm like, Joe, I am squeezing my cheeks, which is squeezing my sphincter. I don't think I'm going to make it. And I was making light of it. He was like, you got this, dog. And then I go in there and I just let loose. And he's like, you good, dog? To this day, he sends me clips of things we used to talk about. Like one of the nicest people I've met in this industry. And there's not a lot of nice people in this industry, but Joe Goodenough, absolutely great guy. I'm at that point with my job, says Rich50. Sasso, man, that's Sasso. No Merc, none of that stuff. JD, that light has been there for years, exactly. And a bear hit the car. Yo, we was driving back from Clean Culture, and I was like, oh shit, a bear. No, that's not what happened. But good story. Goodenough at Lund, it would be over for the industry. I think Goodenough would not work well with Lund, not because he's not a good tuner. It's because tuning for Lund is not like the way the way Goodenough tunes. Goodenough likes his way of doing things, and I think, well, you know, I'm not going to say that. Maybe it'd be a good fit. I mean, Joe is loyal. So if he ever worked at Lund, yeah, it'd be tough to beat that team. It'd be tough to beat that team because he's a programmer level guy. You give him binary shit, he'll find something. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Congratulations to, I think, Matt Oliver, who won this thing. And we talked about the Camaro being an EV, so rewind that and listen to that silliness. And also Lee Zeldin saying that reduced power mode for DEF equipped vehicles should not be a thing. So that's going to be around 2027 if it takes place, where trucks that have a DPF and run out of DEF do not go into reduced power mode. So they're kind of giving you the green light to delete DPF, but not giving you the green light because it's still illegal to do so. Just shut the fuck up about it if you're going to do it. And then I think keep voting Republican if you want the automotive and performance and racing industry to stay alive. You keep voting Republican, plain and simple. If you don't like it, too fucking bad. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I'll see you guys on Thursday for YDBT Daily. We'll hang out there. I'm sure some news is going to drop about Dodge and this and that. A lot of stuff is coming out because the end of the year, they're going to start introducing new models. So you start seeing news around August, this September, of models coming out for the 2026 year. So we'll be on the lookout for those news. All right, have a good one.